Okay, welcome back. I'm going to continue trying to organize my ginormously messy house one room at a time, mostly using the option process dialogue, which I'm a certified mentor in being able to help people explore any issue and come to some clarity and sense how to move forward. And I guess I should mention I have a company called Power of Clarity, LLC, and so if you want to do sessions like this about your home, you can call me. My number is 800-800-0321, and you can book sessions on the phone like this. We can even talk like this in your kitchen for, from powerofclarity.com for a charge. Anyway, so here we go. So I really wanted to, I will bring it to the next time. I was searching and searching for this New Wave oven ring that makes your New Wave oven really big. New Wave oven is a cooked thing that you put on your counter. It's like a dome. I have it back here. But I'll bring it out the day I find the ring. But I realized I'd had the ring for, I'm not kidding you, 5 years. And I've never once used it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the perfect thing to put on the show to even to start with. And I just could not find it. My house is so crazy messy right now. So I looked around. I was like, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm just going to do the show. So we're going to work with other things. And so, for example, this is just something, we're going to have to do things a little chaotically because I counter things chaotically. But, for example, here's a kitchen, like a scrub brush. And I never want to use this brush. It had like a hollow stuff inside. I don't know if my son uses it or my daughter. So I'm going to hold this for another minute, but we're going to go through cleaning stuff in a little bit. Okay, so the reason I want to go over the next, okay, so we have a rolling pin. So the question is, I'm going to ask myself, I really don't want to do these things because I don't have any preconceived idea where it's going to go. Okay, rolling pin. So the question is, do you actually use a rolling pin? A rolling pin is if you're going to make something with dough, and I could conceivably make dough if it was made out of because I'm doing paleo, I'm doing WildFit, Get WildFit or whatever it's called, and I've been here for 5 years, I've never once used this. Now, what do you vote? Do you have a rolling pin? Would you vote that you keep it if you haven't used it for 5 years? I'm not kidding. 5 years is a long time. And then again, I mean, this is it's really nice wood. It's from Williams-Sonoma. I feel like if I ever did roll, I can't think of what I would roll. Because paleo is just meat and vegetables. What are you going to roll? It's got to be gooey things that glue together and make thin surfaces that you wrap around other things. It's got to be crust, and crust is not paleo. And I just changed it. And this is the thing, is you keep changing. People keep changing. So there was a while when I would have made a crust. And then I bought this, but should I just keep it? I don't know. I don't know if I should keep it or not. I mean, do I want to keep it? It takes up room. It doesn't do anything. I've never once, I can't remember maybe I could use it to break ice or a self-defense. I'm not kidding. I could use it as a self-defense weapon. But then it could be used against me too. You know what I mean? Maybe I could keep it near my bed or something. Maybe. I mean, but literally we're dropping to that level that's what this is. I also have, lots of things I could use for self-defense besides this. But, you know what I mean? I'm going to put this in probably giveaway. I wish I really need a second box because I'm trying to create quite a large pile and quite almost giveaway from last time, even this time. Okay, so I have this silverware. Okay, so this is by the way, last time I didn't actually specify about this, but I pulled over the shredder and I was like, I should just keep this because I do actually sometimes shred carrots. And it's not totally, I mean, I even tried to slice some parsnips or something one time to fry them. Or I got this, you could even use it for paleo, but the question is I don't know where to put it. Maybe I'll just leave it here for now. Since we're just organizing it for the first time. So, okay, so I have this silverware. I bought this, I'm not kidding you again, 5 years ago. Probably more. No, I didn't buy it. My husband bought it. And he used to just buy stuff he'd be like, oh, people are coming over for dinner. We need more silverware. Let's just go buy silverware. I'm like, why are we buying a whole... These are $60 or $100. I'm not kidding. They're not cheap. Maybe it's even over $100. But you can buy these spoons. The spoons are $7 a piece, $6 or $7 a piece. So it's what is that? 8 5-piece settings is 40 pieces. 40 times 7 is what? That's embarrassing. So let me say, it's a lot of money. So, but the thing is, it just sat here, and I've got silverware, and I'm a little low on the forks. And the funny thing is, I was low on teaspoons for a long time. I got a bunch of teaspoons. I bought them on purpose because I thought all I need is teaspoons. I don't want to open this giant thing and have too many knives, too many forks. And I'm just I could use some forks. I have too many teaspoons, but screw it. I'm not going to have this whole big box. I'm going to open this box. I'm going to make myself use them. And I'm not going to store any more silverware. I mean, unless I bring, the whole question is like, what if we bring people over? It's like, why don't I need, from the last episode, maybe I'll need this ginormous knife to cut a ginormous turkey because I'm serving a ginormous group of people. It's all fancy. Like, that never happens. I could even just, I mean, I could keep one knife for cutting a turkey, and that's why I put that in the about, test before you give it away. But, like, this is the same thing. Like, I should just, if I need to go out and buy silverware because my guests think I suck so bad that if I don't have a silverware, they want to be with me, I mean, come on. Like, I don't want these people as my friends. I just don't want that. I don't have to buy new silverware. Think if you were, actually, if you're a popular person, remotely popular, you have any social life whatsoever, how are you going to buy new silverware every time people come over? I mean, how many times can you do that? You can buy it for people this week. What about next week? What about 6 weeks from now? What about 12? I mean, literally, how would you sustain that? Do you want a whole drawer full of, like, a gargantuan amount of silverware because you think that, like, it's so necessary for your, situation or whatever? I don't want to start that. So I'm thinking I should just take that out and use it. So use it. It's going to go in use. I'm going to put it in the drawer that I was just working on. Okay, next. Okay, next. Oh, teapots. I have 2 teapots. Hold for just a second. So I do not know why I have 2 teapots. I think I started drinking tea, and I see the one of them. Here's the other one. Okay, so you see this? It's a really nice teapot. I ended up getting this teapot because I had something I bought somebody, and I ended up not giving it to them. I didn't return it in time. It was this crappy shop, and the only thing they had that really all attractive to me was a teapot. And even at that, it's a Chantal. It's a good brand. So I'm like, okay, I'll get the teapot. And then in reality, I just, like, never use it. I don't know why. I have an older one. I'll go grab it. So here's the older one. And the older one has a little lid, which I know it's around, but I don't want to go look over in camera. But the thing is, the little lid locks on. It pours out of the hole. This is a little bit wider. And it's kind of like, we lost the lid here, it broke, so I don't know if I should just pick one. And the question is which one, and it's so hard to pick because I'm used to using this one. And I just use it to fill up hot water bottles when people are sick and stuff. But it's like, even then, my daughter used to have inflammatory bowel disease. I cured it, and there was a book coming out that I'm writing about that. It's not done yet. But that I cured inflammatory bowel disease. And so she used to be so sick for so long, I would just literally be pouring hot water, and she was really sick, into a thing. And now I don't. So I now have not 1 but 2, and I stopped drinking tea because when I did the Wild Fit Challenge, they had you remove everything that was sort of a non-food item, which they consider tea to be. And so now I have 2. Now what do? Do I keep one? Do I keep one for guests? Like, do I just? I mean, the reality is I microwave everything. If I'm going to have something like a cup of hot water, I don't have the patience to just put this. There are people that leave this on the thing all the time, so there's always kind of like hot water, but that's about as fast as if you microwave. But the thing is, I keep changing. So now I think it's okay to have microwavable food. I've heard some rumblings of people saying it's not good to have microwavable food, but there's no proof of that. But now I'm going like, well, it's conceivable that I could stop using, I could stop microwaving. I could stop microwaving food, and then I'm going to have these, like, I'm going to want to buy a pot. But am I really going to do that? Okay, now hold for a second because they're making noise in the room. I'm going to tell them to be quiet. Wait 1 second. Okay. Oh my goodness, they have my daughter has autism, and they're playing in there, and I was about to tell them to keep the door shut, and the door is shut. And because we just moved in here, they're putting some of the stuff back on shelves and stuff like that. And so while they're doing that, it's a little bit noisy. I'm sorry if that makes a noise for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a lid out of here. I think I have a lid. By the way, I also have all these hot packs for when she was sick. So it's another thing, like, now how many of these do I need? I've got a heart one. I just was going to grab the lid out of here, and I suddenly go, oh, there's more than that. There's more going on in here. But I had this mortar and pestle for when she was sick, and I was grinding up, like, I don't know, magnesium or something like that. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to have to review that with you guys in a second. I'm just going to grab the lid. Yeah, I got all these hot packs. I got a whole container of hot packs here. Now, that's a whole other question, but I did keep it in my kitchen because it's, like, related to things that you would heat up the water and that kind of thing, so it kind of conceptually stays together. And then even as I'm picking this up, look, I'm picking these lids up. And I'm sorry, because things are kind of mixed right now. At the end, we were just throwing things in boxes, and I know you guys know how that is. When you're moving, you just like, oh my gosh, I'm like running out of time, just throw everything in a box. That's how it was. But this feels gross. Some of these lids have aged badly, to be honest. I don't really want this by my food. I feel like it's like got some goo. This is like a Pyrex Storage Plus lid, and like some of them are nice and smooth. Some of them are just like gummy, gooey, or something's going on with it. I'm thinking of just, I was thinking, I don't like a lot of these lids. This is a perfect example. I feel like there's something weird going on with it chemically. I had them, it may not be their fault. I mean, look at this. Some of these are like chipped. I don't know if you can see that. Like chipped, like sharp. I mean, this one would still work, but it's like, it's not pleasant to wash it. But it feels nice and smooth. This one feels a little something. It feels like the plastic is breaking down. I don't want that on my food, Maybe I should just get rid of the ones, like seriously, this is a perfect example of how I keep things around, but I kind of don't want, and I just don't just draw a line and say, okay, that's it, let's get rid of it. Okay, this one feels pretty smooth. This outside feels ever so slightly not that way, but still, I feel like I'm getting stuff on my hands. That's not cool. I don't want that. What if I got all new lids? Maybe I should get all new lids. I'm serious. This is the kind of stuff like you suddenly go, okay, the reason I moved is I wanted to have more money for everything else because I was sick of never having enough money. So I moved down into an apartment that was like significantly less expensive. And it's like, it's close to $1,000, and it's like $800 less or something like that. And, but I'm going to come plug in a lamp, so we have a little lamp for us too. But it was like $800 less, and that's pretty good from the standpoint of now I can buy other things. So now I'm like, oh, let's buy this, Before I would say I want to buy it, and I couldn't afford it. Okay, there. I got a light. Okay, so look, I got 3 of these, and I just have this one's sort of okay. The one that's somewhat broken is pretty smooth, so I'm going to keep that one. This feels like the plastic's breaking down, and you know what? I don't want plastic breaking down by my food. So even though this is broken, it's okay. Even this is bad. Do you see what I'm saying? Chemically off, broken. I mean, seriously, why do I have this in my life? I mean, okay, so why don't I make a priority? Let's put the ones that are chemically off, which I just feel bad. I don't want that by my food. If it's on the outside, it's probably on the inside. Something you can feel on the inside. Like, what's in that? What am I eating? What's it going to do to me? So, look, this is okay. We're going to keep it. How about I go through all the lids? And there's a ginormous amount of lids. So these are now in the replace. I'm going to replace them. I'm not even going to give them away. I think I'm going to throw them away. Let me put them in a bag so they stay together. Hold for a second. Okay, and I had a bag a second ago. Now, oh, here it is. There you go. Okay. So I don't know if you have lids like this that are just breaking down. You just feel bad using them. I feel like it's gonna it's another thing we're gonna talk about. Semi-broken thing. Okay, so for example, like this. I should wash my hands because now they feel kind of like contaminated. Okay, so now that they're clean, I'm going to go ahead and go through these. Okay, so these, I'm going to try to get rid of ones. This looks dirty. I'm not sure if this is okay. This looks a little gooey on the outside. It's going to have to go in the giveaway. We're going to have to, not even giveaway, like throw away. Okay, so this looks pretty good. This is good. So why don't I just go through this? We have too many lids. They're everywhere. And a lot of them are just broken, and they're just like terrible, as you just saw. So this one feels a little, I can't tell, maybe a little gooey. That might be a food issue. What we're going to do is we're going to do a quick test on those. We're going to do one final wash. We're going to do like a little interaction. Look at this shiny. Do you see that? What is that? That's like, it's not even, it's just like, I don't want to mess my hands up, but that feels like it's coming out of the plastic. Yuck. And it may not be their fault. I had them stored with a packing sort of like material, and maybe the packing material I thought maybe made them react. And this is all smooth. Look at that. No shininess. No weird shininess. Just regular shiny. Oh, whoa. This is good. So we're going to keep this here. Okay, so these kind of in size order. So we're going through. See, this feels nice and smooth and good. Excellent. This is for the 11 cup. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. So you can do this with yourself. So this feels good. I was going to do one of those super chip ones. There's some that are so sharp that they actually have cut me. And I'm going like, why am I keeping the ones that have like cut me? gosh, and it's like those chemical ones. I just kept denying that it was a problem, but every time I encounter them, I kind of cringe. I don't want to use them. I sometimes make myself use them. Look at this. This one has some gooiness on the back. You can see like the weird shininess. I don't know if you can see that. Not like extra, like it's coming out of plastic or something. And then this is pretty smooth. So this is, it may be food related. So we're going to wash some of these one more time. And then we're going to do like a test. This one looks like it's nice and smooth and everything. And then this one is, ooh, gooey. Has a gooey feel and it's a little bit broken. Yeah, we're recording, so let's not have that right now. Okay, anyway. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through all this. This one, oh, here's an example. This one's broken and it feels gooey. Gooey and broken. The brokenness, it's like sharp. Literally, I've almost cut my fingers on these before. So we're going to make a stack of, these are like test, and then in a way, it goes with the almost giving out pile. I really need it. You know what? I'm going to ask my assistant over here, if you can bring an empty box, that would be helpful. Or my assistant is leaving. Potential assistant. Anyway, so I'm going to go through a bunch of these other lids, but those are going to go in the, and it feels so good. What if I had fewer of those? And these still feel a little weird. Sometimes you can't tell if they're just like some oil left over from something else. But anyway, so that feels good. That feels nice and light. Oh. Okay, I want everyone at home go. Just the less pressure, and every lid in there is good. You know what I mean? And usable. Okay, so I was going to put in, like, so I have some steamed, these are green beans. I'm going to reheat them, and you know what? I have another container that's small, and I never use it. So I'm actually going to, let me actually go and take that down. Let's not even wait. Let's do it now. Okay, so here we go. So I have all these like small versions because that container, which is great, I discovered is great for quick steaming, like you throw broccoli or something in there with water. In this case, it's green beans. There's like one that came on the inside of it, and there's one that came separately with my other Corel, which are those Visionware. Those are those kind of like amber color things, pots. So hold on a second. Like, do you ever have a container that is too small for you, so you pretty much think it's like a waste to like use it to cook because it's too small of an amount? Well, this is what we're talking about here. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. So here's the size. See this here? It's a smaller size. And this one is tiny. See this? And it's even hard to get the lid out because the lid is on the inside, so you have to slide it a little bit. And it sits in here. And like, what are you going to put in? I guess you could put like a baked potato and some dinner stuff. Like, do I ever do that? It's not a bad, I was going to just give this away, but now I'm thinking about it, it's doable. It's like hard. You see here when I put that back in, it falls in. It's just like asking for it to be broken. And then there's this thing that sits inside, which is, okay, so this is not bad, but it's like you kind of force yourself to interact with it. You should probably try to use it. It almost sits on top, it doesn't quite. So the thing is because it's awkwardly high up to use it, I never use it. But if I had it, I might use it. Like right now, I'm thinking of using it for green beans. Because I already cooked a big amount, and I want to heat part of it. Okay, so I'll make myself use that. So I was just saying, I'm going to make myself use that. All right. Oh my gosh! Like I have so many. For example, I have a huge amount of straws. Look at this. I mean, what was I thinking? I got to put them in the same place. Do you know what I mean? Like I have them all in the same place. I already have some in the drawer. It's because when I drink my smoothies, at some point I think I started drinking a lot of these, using these a lot, and then what was I buying so many? So I kind of want to just put them in the drawer, and I want to cap it at like that's all I have is what's in the drawer. But when it's running down, I buy more, and when it's not, I don't. It's like, it's already too late. So I don't know what to do with these things. I guess I'll just stick them in here. Like I'm just trying to jam in the drawer. Like I don't want this to keep happening. I don't want to keep having this many. Like for example, I'll just take out oh man, so many. It's like the whole box. I feel like such a fool. Okay, but I mean everybody does this. People can keep track. Okay, we're at 19 minutes. 6 minutes left. I hope you're cleaning your kitchen. Like, what do you have in there that feels like similar to what we're looking at today, you're like, I'm not sure I'm using it. You know, what do we have? What do you have? And I'm actually seeing a few more things. I'm like, oh my gosh. So for example, okay, I have this vase. I'm pretty sure I want to keep one vase. That's a pretty simple vase, and that's not a bad thing. I love the easy access of those narrow shelves. And I just asked my son and my daughter if they were actually going to use. My son said he might use these white cups. I was going to even almost give away these cups. So I'm going to keep these cups. But I did take a poll. That's another thing you guys can do is take a poll. If people aren't going to use it, will be another 5 minutes. Anyway, just telling somebody else. Okay, so now we have. Oh, I don't almost want to avoid this, but I'm going to just talk about this because I cringe about this. I have too many of these measuring cups. Seriously, I got the Corel, whatever, Corning ones. I got this one that's got the side pour on all the sides. You know what I mean? I've got the big one. Now sometimes legit mean, if I'm making like grain or something, I actually do fill the 2 cup and it's much more efficient and I don't really feel like filling 1 cup twice. But like, why do I need this many? And then on top of that, I haven't even shown you this, but I have plastic ones that I use for just scooping ice. Like I just come over here and scoop ice and that's handy for just that because otherwise it wasn't getting used at all. So what do? Do I keep? I mean, one of these was actually something I used for bleach for a long time. It might even be. No, this is the one with the little tear in it. I did do some bleaching for a while, and then I sort of stopped doing that. It might have been this one. It might have been a different one. But like, then I have like another one, and the reality is I don't make. This is for chemists. You know what I mean? Like this is for food chemistry. Like I was a biochemical. I was in molecular biophysics and biochemistry. Biochemistry and biophysics, whichever order, major. And like this feels like chemistry. Like how many cups of something? Like if you're just making some real natural food, like this is because I keep changing. So if this were 20 years ago, I'd be like, oh, this would be great for recipe. I want to use this much of it. Would be good for a certain amount of grain, which is sort of like a dust or like a powder, like a pourable thing. But like in a paleo world, what do you pour in here? If you want to eat like carrots or whatever, you don't measure them by that. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't want to live that way. I don't like measuring food. I never did that. I used to do Weight Watchers, and I always disliked the measuring, weighing of food. So I did what's called the core plan. And the core plan was like you just, eat these things that are like healthy and low manipulation foods like vegetables and essentially paleo. It's a version of paleo, and not as much grain, things like that. And I didn't want to measure back then. So like, what am I ever going to be measuring? Maybe medical stuff, like 1 to 3 of like magnesium salts or something. Maybe, I mean, literally, I'm just like, I don't really need these, and I feel like upset about. And this is interesting because I feel upset about giving these away. It's not like the straws or the whatever. I feel like there's something wrong with me giving these away. And I don't know what it is. And this is where you could do what's called the option process dialogue. And you just ask yourself, okay, so why are you feeling upset about giving these away? And I'm just doing this for myself, and you're the listener. So if it were reversed, I'd be asking you, and you'd be answering. But I might say, you can use this inquiry for anything you are looking at today that you might feel uncomfortable about. Like maybe you do feel uncomfortable about something else we talked about, like the lids, like because they still kind of work, for example. Maybe you feel bad, and I know I would feel bad about them, but I just draw the line at being poisoned. But still, sometimes when you're being poisoned, you feel like you should sort of use, or you might be poisoned, but you're not sure, because that's why I've been using them all this other time prior. So why not? Why do I not want 3 different cups? I mean, first of all, I do want the 2 cup, because I definitely think that's good for like beans, and like when you do beans, like a cup of beans and a certain amount of water. But even then, it's kind of not necessary. But I'll put here, okay? Because something I might use and I want to be really convenient. Okay, but then why do I need this many cups? I do not need this many cups. And this is a simple question of just duplication. I don't need it. And I feel like, well, what if this markings come off of here? Then this one, because it's permanently on here, I don't have to worry about it. But in all honesty, when you pour things in here, and it's got all these measures, it's really hard to read. Like it's easier. I would find myself grabbing for this one because I can read it easier. So maybe, I could allow myself that too, but I just like never use it. I mean, isn't this where you draw the line and just decide to just give some away because they're all basically the same. And then maybe I'll put this back with the bleach because I don't use bleach very often anymore, but I might. So maybe this goes back with the bleach. But then do I keep, that's all 3. Okay, so I'm clearly having an issue here. I don't know why. I mean, I surely don't need 3 or 2. I mean, I don't even, but let's just say it's not worth spending a lot of time dialoguing about something really kind of minor. That's minor, it's just a little space, but then multiply that times everything in my house, and now you understand why my house is so cluttered. And I don't want it that way. Oh, 25 minutes, 25 and a half minutes, so we're basically out of time. We're going to go ahead and pause, and I'll continue after the break. So you go use the bathroom, whatever, and then we're going to keep going, and we're going to just plow through a house. This is, again, I think I'm going to call this, I'm trying to remember, downsizing made delicious. I think that's what I call it. Anyway, thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.